Welcome to Fixing with Friends. I'm your host, that guy you know, and today we are on Chapter 5 of the $300 painting adventure. In this episode, we're going to be disassembling the doors. I'm going to take you through that process step by step, so it's a bit of a how-to as we go as well, rather than breaking it into pieces kind of as it unfolded in reality. Before we get started, just a quick note. I found as I was disassembling the door there were some discrepancies between the factory service manual and what I actually was doing, and also I'm not sure if the parts in my door were actually all from that car originally, but I suspect for the most part it should be fairly similar. So if you do have any differences with your door and you have any suggestions for people, please leave them in the comments below so that if they found their way here it's still a useful reference for them. Anyway, let's get to work. So now we're on to the interior door panels. I have to be really careful with these because by the looks of it, it's in better condition than like any other component in the car. Like the seats, the center console, the dash, these are in good shape. Trim, not so much. This, not so much. But yeah. I promise you this isn't sexual. Maybe I lied. I don't know. Right now it's just twisty. Unsuccessful. I need a magnetic socket. It's stuck up in there. Here, we'll do the back one. It's not aligned quite right, so we'll see if I have any luck. Oh, now I've got it. Here is a bit of a mystery. I've solved the puzzle. So here we have, I don't know if this side is original or not, it looks kind of like, yeah, it's held in by foam still. Might have been touched up with who knows what. But over here, you can see someone decided it was a good idea to put like floor screws into foam, which is not going to work, and as you can see it ripped itself out a bit. I could fiberglass it, or I can just leave it for now. I could put a strap on the door instead. Strap, that's not what I meant. I was thinking though about making one out of wood. What do you think? It'll go with the new steering wheel rim that I'm going to be making. Yes? I think it'll be a good contrast with the brown. Can't take that off till I take off the inner door card. Poorly balanced on my knee. The screw isn't very long because it has nowhere to go. There we go. Falling apart. Very gently. There we go. Maybe one of my nice friends will print me a new one. Apparently even with interior work you have to wear gloves. What the heck is that? Mysterious white powder. Okay. That's why I always am tightening them. If they get too loose and you pull, you'll just wreck the threads in these things. Do you know what I bet would work really well here? That metal duct tape, like that. Not duct tape, like gaffer tape, however you want to call it. But the actual metallic stuff, it sticks fantastically and it's very shiny. Now, the window cranks in the 90s and some of the 80s ones had a little cap here you could pull off and then unscrew. But I think this one's got like a clip on the back. Alright, so I seem to have lost my twist tie, so this is what I'm using. I can find the clip, but oh, that's an easy technique. Okay. So the clip is on like this. If you put a flathead in, you can rotate. But that landed on my toolbox, so it's okay. Rotating it makes it easier to come out rather than pushing, because that just sort of doesn't do things right. Anyway, it's off. Now, again, there's some sort of special removal tool for these clips. I'd rather not break anything. I need like a paint stick, but skinnier. Is this just glued on? Something is going to fall in my eye. I see. It's just the plastic ones, and I can buy more of those at the store. But again, it'd be nice to have the tool. Come with me if you want to live. I mean, it's not the most exciting living. Here, the camera cannot see. Not see camera. Wait. Okay, so it's a bit blurry, but that's what the clips look like. Sort of a V with a rounded bit near the base. Something different here. Nope, same thing. Just further in. That didn't sound good. That was the easy part. So what the back looks like, really old MDF or molded wood fibers. So the new one's just plastic and it weighs a lot less than this. But doesn't exactly have soundproofing, so room for improvement. Maybe I'll slide some in. Perhaps I should think of a place to put this before I take it off. So you can definitely see the consequences of having little tiny holes in the door and water going through. And also moisture dripping down from up here. I should replace the outer seal if it's not too much. I'm sure there's universal ones. So now I need to vacuum out all these little rivets. Anyway, what you will find is for cars, they typically don't do a good job of painting the internal sides. Like obviously you're not going to put a full finished coat as you would on the exterior of the car on the interior, but usually they'll just, it seems like, just throw down primer, and so moisture just goes right through and then it rusts. So even an extra coat or a clear coat or something would really seal those panels so that they don't rust from inside out, which isn't covered under your warranty. So while the door is apart, or when the door is apart, I'm going to be fixing this as well. It's always kind of been a little bit irritating having the window stick up past the sill, the door sill. No, that's the door sill. The window sill when it's cranked all the way down, so it'll just be some adjustments in here. I've never done that before. Anytime recently anyway. So that'll be interesting to see if I can actually get it done or if the window's just the wrong shape. So because it's getting late, and after a quick glance, you can't actually pull this panel off. You can pull this panel off, I think, maybe. But I'm not going to delve into the inner workings of this door. I'm going to pull the panel off the passenger side and then call it a night, I think. This clip might be broken. Certainly not on properly. Oh, there's a black cover that's not on that side. Start over here. Remember, the longer one goes with this. The shorter one goes with that. It's going to be interesting. Let's investigate the other one. Okay, so upon inspection, it doesn't actually slide in here. There's these two pieces, whatever clips through here, and we have access to this side, so we can probably push the clip out there. Alright, the sun's setting. Better hurry this up without breaking. Well, apparently that's all that took. There's a little clip there. And a little one up there. Anyway. So, this is the one that ripped out. As you can see, once it gets past this point, which it was, it's actually embedded inside, and even if you push the clips all the way, it's still going to be hooked in these little holes. So that one's stuck as well. That one may have actually been the original though, regardless. No, this one is original. It's metal, and you can just push this clip in and it'll pop right out, or you can just pull because it looks like it'll slide. And the way it hooks in, alright, I guess we'll have to call it a night because you can't see anything. So along the way, I discovered that there were some discrepancies, as I mentioned, between the factory service manual and the actual components in the door, and the process that it suggested really was not particularly useful, so I'm going to show you a couple clips of how that went. So, here we have a door. Not something I want to deal with, but it will be done. Well, I'll do this one and see how I feel about doing the next one after it. It's basically a nightmare because all you have to do is, well, you have to reach your hands in while you're disassembling the whole thing. It's not impossible, just difficult when you're not necessarily the size of the person who put it together. Either way, if you're too small or too big. Alright, door sash first. Apparently. If the window breaks, blame the manual, because it told me to do it this way. So I just did what I kind of suspected and lowered the window a touch. And look at this. Fingers. I have to lower it just a smidge more. There. So yeah, not with the window all the way up. With the window all the way up, it gets stuck on these two, I guess, nuts basically that are welded to the inside of the sash, where the screw threads into, or the bolt, whatever you want to call it. And then on the other side, there just wasn't enough space. So, thanks, factory service manual. You're not helpful at all. If you want to just remove the door sash, you can do it that way. But rather than show you all the learning process I went through and trying to figure out why things weren't working out, instead I'm just going to jump back and forth between the two doors that I did and try to show you the most efficient way of disassembling the door. So the first step, after you've removed the door from the vehicle and removed the mirror so it doesn't get in the way, is to remove the drip seal. Right, according to the internet, this happens first. You just pry straight up, supposedly. Alright, edge seal out of the way. I don't know if you can. It's basically a rock. It's not really sealing anything. So this hook, what you do is you just push in, drop it down, then you open the lever and pop it out. I find apparently it's a little bit easier than when I read the manual. Now we'll see if the wrench is on. Yep. Sweet. Too hard against the thing. Anyway, I think that's out of the way enough. I apologize, it got darker because we're now in the dankest of basements. And I mean that literally, not the trendy way. I think where we left off was the window regulator. And there are 3 screws in here. 1, 2, 3, which is, yeah, over there. To the best of my knowledge, anyway. I hope there isn't another one hiding here. You can take a look later. Alright, window crank. Indeed, another screw. So 2 different sizes for the bar. Having a moment. Hands for this. So I don't drop another screw. You know what? It might break it, it might not. Let's find out. Nope. No breaking. Are these the same length? No, I need to keep these separate. The short ones are for the window regulator. Long ones are for the bottom guide, or whatever it's called. Which is only on the bottom of the window. It's on the bottom. I see now why it must be removed first. It makes it just a little bit too long. Just in the corner. Nice. Much easier. Alright. Then I'm going to let the window down. Take off the sash. This side is still stuck though. Just gonna take those two out. Yeah, I'd say that's what it is. It's part of the door lock, but there. Now the sash. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, I think I can pull the window out. I could be wrong. I am not. So, what I noticed earlier outside, this has no nut on the end, so I have to buy a new one. On the list of missing bolts. And now, these. Sorry about the LED frequency. I see what the problem was there. Need some pliers to fix that. Let's try. Perfect. Okay, let's see if we can get this last one. Nice. First one set my expectations low, which is good. Go to the center. The front and rear, or left and right, depending when you're facing it. Anyway, the two, I guess, sliders for the window are in fact interchangeable. If that's incorrect, let me know, but they look the same to the point of being immeasurably similar. Like if there's a difference, it's so small. Anyway, not important. Let it be known, sometimes I do learn my lesson. Sometimes I still fail. There we go. It's okay. The important things are in my hand. Everything else is big. Oh no. Should have caught that one. So down there is the back of the lock cylinder, or something to that extent, where the actual key goes in. And then there's this little one on top. Don't want to lose it, but I also can't really set you down in a way you can still see. Okay, I'm going to have to set you down. Now, I'm going to try not to send it shooting off into nowhereness this time. There we go. Could actually grab it with my hand that time. Alright. Take it off. There we go. a lot simpler than it sounded. Short ones were at the bottom. And that stuff's all out of the way. Okay, well that's somewhere in the door. There it is. So the last thing in here is the door handle. There's just two 10mm nuts on there. I don't know how much you'll be able to see. I was wrong, they're 8mm. Every day I'm ratcheting. Click, 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 click. One nut. Nuts usually come in pairs, so. At least. Some have quads. If you're kind of turtle looking, but more awesome. Can you be more awesome than a turtle? Alright, let's try this. See, all it takes is knowing what you're doing. One more thing, so now that the regulator's out of the way, well not the regulator, but the window is out of the way, it's possible, well a lot easier anyway, to take this little clip out, which just lets you remove the rest of the mirror. You'll find it a little bit easier to remove if you wedge a screwdriver in the slits, but really all you need to do is to push up on this pin when it's sticking through. So fortunately it appears that all of the rust is just surface rust in here. There might be some more behind the beam. Sorry, out of focus. Behind this beam. But I'll only be able to access that from the outside unless I actually take apart the door at the seams. So fortunately, missing pieces for the window, the nut, the lock washer, this rubber washer bushing, I don't know, cushion thing. Anyway, we're all just at the bottom of the door, so if you're missing anything, look there. I mean, that was the most obvious location, if it was there though. There's always a chance that the previous owner just decided not to put it in. So, even not rushing, the second door took only about half an hour compared to the, I don't know, couple hours for the first one, mostly because I spent a lot of time searching to find if I could see a video taking it apart, or trying to understand how you managed to disassemble it in the way that it had mentioned in the book, and all those times it was unclear. So I'm just going to go with disassemble it the way I did, and it'll save you time even if you only want one of the things out, like the door locks. Take those out after you take out the window and everything, rather than having to finagle around and maybe bend something. We'll see. I don't know if I bent something. It's possible doing it that way is good too. So, that's the episode. Feel free to stick around. I'm going to have some bloopers I clipped following this segment. And then next time we are going to be pulling off some more of the trim handles. Maybe we'll combine that all into one video and do the trim and the sunroof. Maybe separate videos. If we do maybe 2 short ones, then I can put them out faster. Either way, those are the 2 things that are next on the plate, and then after that it'll be removing the paint, I believe. So things are moving right along. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Oh no, I've lost my deep socket in there. There we go. That's not going to work. Off you go. Maybe I want to wait on the doors until everything else is done so no one can break in. I'll think about it. So, clip will be on like this. No, I'm not forgetting something else. It's just not as hard as it was last time. Sorry, how long did I have something stuck in my teeth? Is it gone now? Mosquito. It's not a good way of supporting food. 3 fingers. Yes. This opening cannot do 4 fingers. Or at least of my fingers. They're not giant, but they are satisfactory. Oh, inappropriate. If the window breaks, blame the manual, because it told me to do it this way. I'm on a platform out of here. Good. Good. Do that. Ah.